Hey guys, welcome back to the channel Barbecue with Dave. I'm Dave, and today we are cooking tomahawk steaks with some of this.
Dagger attack.
Tomahawk's airborne.
No turning back now.
So first up, we're going to make the rosemary butter. I've got some growing in the garden here, but you can buy some fresh from the grocery store or supermarket. You don't need too much, it's quite a powerful herb, but you want to chop it up as finely as you possibly can, either in a blender or if your knife skills are good enough. So about a tablespoon of there, and I've just mixed it in with some butter there, ready for later. Now we'll get our barbecue fired up. We're using the Weber Summit Kamado, of course, and going in with a full chimney of lump charcoal today. We'll just get a couple of natural fire lighters lit and stick the chimney on top and get those charcoals nice and hot. Whilst they're waiting to get ready, about 15-20 minutes, we'll get our tomahawk ready, and look at that. I picked this one up from the local supermarket. It weighs about 1.2 kilograms. Some beautiful intermuscular fat, and it's probably about a good 2.5 inches thick. So we're just going to coat that in some mustard. That's going to help our rub to stick. You can use olive oil, hot sauce. I'm just using mustard. You won't really taste that once it's been on the barbecue. It's just acting as a binder for our rub. Slather that all over. You can use gloves if you want. This is probably going to be enough for 2 adults and 2 kids, or at least I hope it's going to be. Now that's all coated up in our mustard, we're going to hit it with our rub of choice for today, which is really simple. It's just going to be coarse black pepper. And we're going to get that all over, even on the sides, over that fat. It's going to give us a really nice crust. Then we're going to go in with some Himalayan pink salt. You could also add some garlic or onion powder here as well. We're just keeping it simple today with salt and pepper. We really want to taste the flavor of that beef. So once your charcoal is lit and ashed over, we're going to chuck that into a couple of the Weber charcoal baskets. We're going to sear the steak first and then cook it through, rather than doing the reverse sear method today. That way you don't have to potentially add more charcoal later. So we'll tidy that up a bit, and then we'll go on with our grill grate. With the Weber, you could have actually had the charcoal on the slightly higher setting, but I find that it's sometimes a little bit too intense heat, so prefer to still stick it with the bottom setting. And we're going to let the dome come up to temperature. We want this screaming hot, so we've had all the vents open, and we're looking for at least 550 degrees Fahrenheit. So let's go on with our steak. It's going to go right over the hottest part of the coals, and we're going to start building up some bark. There we go, you can see that sizzling away. I'm going to push it down just to get a bit of pressure on, maximum coverage there on the coals. And we're probably going to sear this for a few minutes each side. It's going to take 2 or 3 turns to really get to the crust and the bark that we're looking for. There we go, you can start to see the crust forming there. Looking good. So keep turning every couple of minutes. Get it to the point that you're happy with. It's starting to look good. It smells incredible. If you're finding this useful, guys, please don't forget to subscribe. Click that notification bell. Really does help the channel. Really appreciate it. So now we're going to move the steak off to one side to cook it through to our desired temp, and I'm using this Inkbird probe for that. I'll do a review of this soon. I've only just got it, so looking to test it out. So that just connects up to my phone on Bluetooth, and we're going to stick it into the thickest part of the Tomahawk. Then we're just going to move things off to one side, close that lid down and monitor the temps. We're going to close off some of the vents as well and take some of that temperature down. Close that top vent. I'm also going to move the bottom vent to the smoke setting as well. That'll take some of the sting out of the temperature, probably to around 400 degrees Fahrenheit, around 180 to 200 Celsius. And we're probably looking to take this off when the internal temperature is about 130. Kids wanted some garlic bread, so instead of doing that in the oven, we're just going to make use of the space we've got here on the Weber Summit and put that over to one side as well. That is going to be perfect for mopping up all that rosemary butter and steak juice later on. So after about 15 minutes, that is looking good, ready to take off, and our steak has come up to temperature nicely and it is looking beautiful. Look at that crust. So a quick final sear up over the coals, and it's time to remove that thermometer, and we're going to put the steak over on the cutting board for a good 5 to 10 minutes rest time. And it is going to be so tender. The smell is incredible. So let's load it up with the rosemary butter. That is going to melt over the steak as it rests. Can't wait to tuck into this one. Look at that. Butter is just running off that now. The smell of the rosemary is incredible. And we're going to cut into this soon. Look at that. Basking in the evening sun. A few gratuitous close-ups for you. So time to cut into this. It's rested for 10 minutes. Look at the juice and the butter coming off that. The rosemary smells absolutely incredible. My kids are out of shot screaming for it to be ready. So let's cut in and take a look. Tomahawks really are a centerpiece, aren't they? Let's get rid of the bone. Now let's cut this into some meaty slices. That is lovely. Perfect bark on the outside, a lovely medium rare on the inside. So juicy. This is going to taste absolutely immense. We'll sprinkle over some salt. We'll get that garlic bread on the side ready to mop up all those juices. And we are pretty much done here, guys. Tomahawk steak on the Weber Summit charcoal. It is absolutely incredible. We seared it first. We cooked it through indirectly. Thanks for watching.